think it's time to wake him up. They've been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake him up. You've been playing it safe now.
You're enjoying live and free boys high school basketball to tip off your Friday night thanks to our activities with Kasasa. Home and Kitchen Supply, your one-stop shop for kitchen and baths, windows and doors since 1970. And Ebert Dental Group, general dentistry for all ages, now offering injections and fillers. Stick around, we'll be right back in about one.
Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. Time to go harder, put your game face on. Ruthless, ruthless. This is the moment based on. This is the moment movies get based on. Fire in the bones, what's going on? Yeah, the first step is showing up. Now we're here blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. Instant and you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. Yeah, the first step is showing up, hit them chill. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here.
It's halftime here in the Haas as we welcome you back to Willard for your Ebert Dental Group halftime show. I'm Brian Skronsky. The great Joe Baylog is with me here tonight. I'm Brian Skronsky. The great Joe Baylog is with me here tonight. And we saw, I think, a little bit of what we expected in both regards here tonight. Margaretta, clear favorite in this one. We've got a lot of veterans out there, some big-time talents, and especially some great recruits on the team. But Willard, too, they've got some budding young stars on the team, and we thought they put up a pretty good fight. And in stretches so far, we've seen each side kind of do what we anticipated.
Well, I think overall Willard's game plan, has been, we said, limit the possessions. They've done a good job with that. They really only had, I think, a short stretch there in the first quarter where they turned it over 3 straight times that led to easy baskets for the Polar Bears. So overall, Coach Bellingfield's got to kind of be pleased if they've been able to get their defense set in the half court. They've been able to have the Polar Bears shoot the shots somewhat that they wanted. The big difference right now is the Polar Bears have made 5 threes.
Yeah.
Judah Keller's made 3 of those. So you got to give something up against them. Kind of the interesting stat, though, is Margaretta's turned it over 10 times.
Right.
But the big difference is, Willard's not, if they turned it over, Willard's not been able to really take advantage of that. You wouldn't really expect that anyways because Willard's not going to force the tempo of the basketball game. So typically, as you come out in the second half, coaches are going to talk a lot about the first 3 minutes being important. So if you're Willard, you're looking to try to, take this 9-point deficit and maybe get it to 5 in the first couple minutes. And then on the other hand, if you're Margaretta, you're looking to take this 9-point lead and see if you can stretch it to like 15 in the first 3 minutes. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams come out here to start the third quarter.
Here's a look at the flashes. The first out of the locker room, getting in their halftime jumpers. And the difference right now in the game, as you saw in the stats, really are just the extra 3 made trifectas so far for the Polar Bears, who shoot it better than any team that I've seen so far this season in terms of percentage at 44% on the year. So that's going to be tough to deal with so far.
Well, it'll also be interesting, Ryan, to see if Margaretta comes out and tries to get Julian Washington really involved in the game at the offensive end because really he hasn't touched the ball a lot. I think he's got 6 points, and I believe, I don't know if all 6, but I know at least 4 of them came off of their defense getting a steal, deflection, and him scoring in transition. So, Willard's done a pretty good job in the half court of not allowing him to kind of get going. And it'll be interesting to see if Coach Keller comes out, maybe tries to run a couple sets to get him a little bit more involved offensively because, as we mentioned, averaging 22, he's a big key for the success of the Polar Bears offensively.
I think all 6 of his points came in about a minute stretch, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
Might have been in that. I mean, I know of 2 of them were there when Willard had those 3 straight live ball turnovers when they weren't able to get the ball across half court. One was a layup, and I know one of them was a highlight dunk. So I mean, if you're Willard, you feel pretty good with where you're at right here. But the first 3 minutes are going to be important that you don't allow Margaretta to go on a run here early and stretch this lead out to 15.
Quick look across the OH.REPORT family. We've got the Devil Dog game going down live and free right now. East Knox hosting Danville. And then, what else we got going on? One other game. Centerburg taking on Fredericktown. And that's in a commercial break. So I don't have the score of that one just yet. But if you want to check in on either of those, currently streaming on our Facebook and YouTube channels.
Well, Brian, it's going to be Willard basketball coming out to start the third quarter. So, sometimes it was a drill we would do in practice, which was, in this case, if you're Willard, you'd like to get a score, a stop, and a score. Now you've got the game to a 5-point game. If you get 2 2-pointers, if you get a 3 mixed in there, could be into 3. Then on the flip side, if you're the Polar Bears, Coach Keller's saying, hey, let's get a stop right here, get a score. Now we get it back to double digits, get another stop, and now we got a chance to take that from 11 to 13 or 14. So, as we mentioned, first 3 minutes here of the second half, usually from a coach's standpoint, really important as to how the tempo of the basketball game is going to go. And again, Margaretta coming out and trapping right away. And come up with a steal here by Julian Washington.
3 balls up and finds its way home. So a quick start here for the Bears. There's the stop and the score. Nolan Wiley from the corner.
And Wiley now starting the second half. Did not start the game, but he has 10 here in the basketball game. So 12-point lead for the Polar Bears here. Important possession here. Really every possession here becomes important for the Flashes.
Here's Jackson Hall, our player spotlight, the freshman with 8.
And the Polar Bears man-to-man, they were a little bit of a zone trap out to start the second half. A little slip action here and a foul on Tate Bailey. So again, a special situation, what we call it here. Baseline out of bounds. The Polar Bears are in zone. I think the last time the Flashes got a good look, I think they got a foul out of this. So a little slip action here, but the Polar Bears defending here, and they're in zone. Jackson Hall with a little hop move, not able to finish.
Yeah, got to his sweet spot on that right side down on the block, but quickly in transition. Margaretta makes him pay at the other end. It's Bailey.
Yep, Bailey with his second basket of the night, 4 points.
Nice cut. Dawson fouled on his way to the rack. It'll be the second foul on Julian Washington. Actually might have came on the reach-in before there on Tate Bailey. Looks like that's the case.
So Mason with the first of 2 here knocks it down. He's 2 of 2 from the line so far tonight.
Looking for his 8th point, and he'll get it. Saw older brother in the house tonight, Max Dawson.
Yep, recovering from a broken foot. Probably see him playing a lot at Ashland.
Yeah, no question. And a guy like that, I can't imagine what it's been like for him the last 8 weeks of rehab.
Yeah.
Probably been hell to be around him. There's Keller inside. He's just so strong. 9 points now for Judah. Cooper, step back. He's hit 1-3 already. Not that time. A couple of leaps off the rim. Just a little bit too strong there with the shot from Tyson Bailey. As Dawson looks to go to work again. Quick whistle.
As we said, Willard's not necessarily going to push the pace, but they're going to look to take advantage, take the ball to the basket when they're at advantage. Dawson does a nice job there. of getting back to the free throw line where he's a perfect 3 of 3 for tonight.
3 fouls now on Tyson Bailey. As Dawson off target for the first time from the charity stripe. On the season, a 68%er. And boy, does he get to the free throw line a bunch. Over 60 attempts now in the season, Joe. Pretty good.
Yep. Shows you his aggressiveness of how he plays. And as we mentioned, one of the things was with Julian Washington to get. And right there, Coach Keller has him post up inside, and he shoots a fall away from about 8 feet and knocks it down.
Ball loose, Keller.
Yep, live ball turnover.
And then out on the run, this is where the Bears can be so deadly. That transition game, another lay-in for Wiley.
And Wiley's come in and really played well.
Yeah, he's the first in double figures, and 4 players in the starting lineup this year for Margaretta actually average in double figures. Timeout flashes is the third spent by Coach Bedingfield. And you see 13-5, and that's the explosive nature that and that's the explosive nature that they've been able to do. They've been able to do to most teams so far this season. You don't score 73 points to most teams so far this season. You don't score 73 points per game without having stretches without having stretches like this very often.
Yeah, and that's, we talked about those first 3 minutes, and Margaretta has really dominated the first 3 minutes. Minutes of the half here. And it's been a couple live ball turnovers where they've been able to get easy baskets, but then also they've been able to convert a couple times just by rebounding the defense for easy baskets. And those are things that Willard did a better job of in the first half, with just not allowing those easy baskets, especially off of a defensive rebound.
Probably just tough young team, stay engaged that full 32 minutes and P's and Q's.
It's just a different level, especially if you're a young freshman. It's just, one is a freshman coming to JV. It's an adjustment. Coming from 8th grade to the varsity level is a big adjustment.
Sure.
It's just because you play teams that are a lot more physical than you are, a lot more skilled than you are, and eventually it can wear you down, which is kind of what it's done here early in the second half. But a turnover here by the Polar Bears, and Dawson bringing it up the floor. And a blocking foul called. So one of the things right now, I think that's the 4th team foul on the Polar Bears. So now you got a chance on the next foul. You're going to go to the free throw line and shoot 2. So an opportunity here for Willard is that if they can get to the free throw line, you can score points without the clock running. And a little 1-2-2 zone here. You can expect that you're going to get trapped. And a deflection and a steal.
Polar Bears out on the run. Washington gives it up. The kick out. Judah from the corner.
He's been good from 3-point range. That's his 4th 3.
All of his points right now, a dozen of them from beyond the arc.
I think he's like 4 of 5 from the 3-point line tonight. And again, we said when you have multiple guys that can shoot the 3 at a high percentage, really stretches your defense and makes it. Turnovers here for the Flashes, almost all of them have been live ball turnovers and have led to breakout either baskets, or in this case here, the ball was deflected out of bounds, but still Washington was going to the basket.
Quick catch and shoot. And what do we have? Jump ball.
On the out of bounds. And Keller from the corner, not able to knock that one down.
Rare miss for Judah tonight. And offensive foul here against Hall. Turning with that high elbow and really selling it was Tate Bailey, as you see there on the Ebert Dental Group replay. Not that close to the chin. That's what Coach Bedingfield's saying.
Then they're going to call in an intentional foul.
So in the NBA, Joe, they review this, and actually they'd give a technical to the man who's about to shoot the free throws for the flop.
And it takes them about 5 minutes to review it usually.
It does.
So going to the line for 2 free throws.
Bailey on the season has not shot many from the free throw line. That's just his 5th attempt. But he goes 2 for 2.
So a 24-point lead here for the Polar Bears. On this possession. And they're going to look to trap at the top, not able to. Wow.
Yeah, quick release from the corner and bottoms up. Everybody having a field day now. Wiley, the leading scorer in the game with 15. As Dawson goes baseline, draws a crowd. Hall, nice shot.
Good pass there by Dawson. But again, the Polar Bears quickly up the floor.
Just everybody eating right now, Joe. Here's Bailey with the mid-range.
And Bailey's got 8 here in the 3rd quarter.
10 total, 4 players on the floor right now for the Bears in double-figure scoring.
And it's just that Willard's got to work pretty hard to get, open shots against the Polar Bear defense. And it just seems that Margaretta can get shots very easily.
Here's another one, uncontested. Long reach and push to the floor. Yikes.
Good box out there, but a little extracurricular. But I think they're got a technical foul on Washington for his reaction to it.
Well, take another look at this, Joe. It looked to me like full extension of the arms, and just.
Well, if there's
that's a full-on push.
If there's a replay, it would be probably an intentional foul on
Kellen Cooper.
Cooper.
We'll show it one more time. It looked like this.
But then I think the technical foul was because of Washington's reaction after it, which. And it might have been either his reaction or maybe what he said. It's tough to tell a player not to react that way, but you have to react. But right away, I think Coach Bedingfield's going to take Kellen Cooper probably out of the basketball game here. So Mason Dawson's going to shoot the technical foul here. He's going to get 2 free throws. Can't go behind your back against pressure.
Yeah, Wiley read that one off the setup. Tipped away here, Nolan. Going back after the basketball, and things getting a little bit chippy now on the floor. So it'll be more free throws here for Willard.
You can't try to spin dribble going into a trap. And the other thing is you can't really bring the basketball up above your head, which is kind of what's happened here in the 3rd quarter with the flashes, especially against the length and strength of guys like Julian Washington and Judah Keller.
First free throw knocked down here by Caleb Weaver. Caleb 5 of 6 from the free throw line on the year and make it 6 of 7.
A little bit of pressure, good pass inside.
Even better hands by Hall. Forced the kick out. Now spinning in traffic and drawing. Tyson's this kid's elevated his game extensively from the offseason till now.
And if you're going to be a team that's successful, you got to kind of have guys that play different roles. And for him, being strong around the basket, that physical presence, can make a big difference in your basketball team, and he's shown that tonight.
Extra pass to the corner. Now on the block, Dawson gets doubled.
You can see Margaretta just makes it difficult for you to score just because of, 1, their quickness on closeouts, and 2, their ability to trap the basketball and rotate.
Yeah, they replace one another on the floor really quick.
Well, they do a good job of what a coach says of helping the helper. You get help, and then the second guy rotates, and it's going to be a turnover. He stepped out of bounds. I mean, the Flashes have had 8 turnovers here in the quarter, and probably half of them, Brian, have led to easy baskets. So
Sure.
under a minute here, 56-31 lead for the Polar Bears.
But they give it away, trying to set up Bailey down on the block. Rothar with the kick out, catch and release, and the second three made by Hall tonight.
Well, this freshman's, you know, as you said, he has grown here, and even growing more tonight, is playing pretty well.
Oh, Keller, nice move.
Yep, they're going to call it travel. Ryan, with under 30 seconds, that the Polar Bears wouldn't have looked for the last shot of the quarter. But you're up 22, and it looks like we got a sub. Want to get a sub in, and didn't have it.
Senior Ben Kaufman gets out there, his first action tonight. I think they're going to have to reset just a couple seconds here on the clock.
Well,
About two.
Couldn't be as bad as the football game last night.
Oh, man. How many times did they have to reset it?
I think every time it was reset it to whatever. It kind of got to be ridiculous a little bit, but
It's almost like the referees were just poking.
yeah, I don't
at
know.
that
It was
point.
poking the bear or something, or whoever the guy was operating the clock, he may not be doing it ever again.
Little rush this time for Hall in the follow-away.
Yeah.
Bailed out, though.
Yeah. Willard's got the basketball here with 11 seconds, so looking probably for something quick here if they can get it. If not, they'll get the last shot of the quarter.
Dawson to inbound.
A little circle action. They're going to get it to our young freshman here, just a little bit short. Gets an offensive rebound, not able to get it to go back in.
Now Margaretta with a chance for the last points. They close the first with the three, not this time, as we've now got 3 in the books. We'll see you back here at the Haas for Money Time.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it.
Just one more quarter to go here inside of the Haas SBC Bay Division action. Willard taking on Margaretta and the Polar Bears after a big third quarter. Looking like they're going to roll to 12-0. I'm Brian Skrotsky, joined by Joe Baylog tonight. And that very impressive third quarter there for the Polar Bears to stretch things out a little bit and make it a comfortable fourth.
Well, they were able to force 8 turnovers, and they got several, probably be anywhere from 8 to 10 points off of those turnovers, which is how they want to play. So in this 1-2-2 zone has caused Willard some problems, just not able to take care of the basketball against it.
Hall misses his second three in as many attempts as they lob for Julian on the fly. Willard pokes it away. At his last 5-6 shots now. And a reach-in foul. Second foul on Cooper's back in, of course. He and Washington both after a little cool-off session over on the sideline. Opening kick of the Cotton Bowl underway here. It's going to be Texas football to start things off for all our Buckeye fans out there. Keep you updated on what's going on.
2 quick fouls here on the Flashers here. On zone here. Try to change up their look a little bit. Washington, nice pass.
Yeah, he'll pick up the assist. First points on the night for Kaufman. He's good for about a bucket a game. Dawson fouled on the penetration. First foul against Margaretta here in the fourth quarter. 24-point lead on our Sutton Bank scoreboard tonight. Oak ahead of the pack.
I mean, Dawson shot it from the corner, and then you got to give him credit. And he sprints and gets a deflection to force the ball out of bounds.
Wiley's really had a solid night. This time tries to set up Julian.
Yeah, him coming off the bench just kind of gives him that spark, and I would assume that's why he does come off the bench, because he kind of comes in and gives you some instant offense, but also really good defensively.
Here's Julian with the soft touch. Pumps the Polar Bears up to 60 points now for the contest.
You can see Washington a little bit more active inside here in the second half than he was in the first half. He's got a couple post-ups. So playing a little bit more around the basket, and they're giving him some touches inside.
Wow, how about that still? Washington just gripped that thing out of midair.
Great pass.
On the mark, Tate Bailey, the recipient.
And Tate Bailey now with 10 points here in the second half.
You just look at the balance scoring. 3 players with a dozen right now for Margaretta, 15 game tops for Wiley.
Yeah, that's why they're 11-0 and going to go to 12-0 here because of that balance.
Just giving it their everything, even with the score differential what it is. You see Tate just goes flying. Bears sitting in a half-court man-to-man right now. I think Coach Keller's done a nice job of, they've been in about a dozen different defenses and switching back and forth.
Yeah, they show a lot. They show a lot of trapping. Washington almost with the steal there. Took away the Cooper's right hand. And third foul on the Polar Bears. So Washington's going to go to the bench here with 4:43, and I would anticipate that might be it for him tonight. Trying to maybe get some other guys in here to get a little bit more experience and maybe learn to play a little bit without him, just in case, you know, that something would happen, he gets in foul trouble or an injury would happen, that you're trying to balance your team out. So see how they play with him here in the last 4:28 without him on the floor.
He's probably had an opportunity to sit quite a few times this season with the margin of victory that they've been averaging. Almost 30 points per game is ridiculous. Keller with a 3-on-2 leading the pack with the ball. Yeah, took the contact there. A little bit of a leg call from the official, but they will count the basket and a chance for a 3-point play. So it's a 30-second timeout, and
I mean, Wiley was 17 tonight. He's got 3 threes, 3 twos, and is 2 of 2 from the line. has been very efficient. But maybe more importantly, not only does he give them a lift offensively coming off the bench, but just his activity defensively really helps this basketball team. So kind of shows you if you're watching a game, you don't always have to be a starter to have an effect on a game. If you can come off the bench and give great energy and spark your team, you can play an important role. And he seems to be doing that for the Polar Bears this season so far, and especially tonight.
I'm sure you had your fair share of kids that
Wants to be a starter so they can do all the hand stuff and bumping. But
right.
But one of my things was, if you're a player, I think you'd rather be the guy that's on the floor with 2 minutes to go in the game in a tight basketball game than being a starter. So everybody's got a role, and it's important that they understand that role. But and Wiley seems to understand that, as he's 3 of 3 from the line tonight.
Game best 18 points.
And there he is, gets another deflection and a steal.
Out and running. A little bit too strong off the glass for Cale Bailey. Tough move, count it.
Of the game, and now goes to the free throw line.
So the good news for Coach Bedingfield, even though the score, not what you would want to see here tonight, they've got some pretty exciting freshmen. 3 of them that are getting a ton of minutes.
Yeah, and the part of it is, I mean, you know, some of these freshmen realistically probably really shouldn't be playing at the varsity level, but they're kind of forced with the roster that he has right now. And then, as we mentioned again, Wiley to the basket with 20 now for the night.
He kind of like personifies that last name too. He kind of plays like a wily cat out there.
He does, yeah, he does.
Look at him go. Oh, slick cross, left hand, a little short. Back door wide open. And they'll finish off the job right there, Logan West.
Well, and the thing you see with Willard here, it doesn't just become helter-skelter. They come in, they continue to run their stuff even though they're down 30. And that's why Willard's program has been so good, because they do things the right way. Big steal there. They're down 30. And that's why Willard's program has been so good, because they do things the right way. Big steal there.
Bears are going to push it back out over 30.
And it looks like the Polar Bears are going to make some subs here in the last 2:21.
Got an 11-4. That stat brought to you by Home and Kitchen Supply.
And Coach Keller just taking a timeout to get his subs in here. So
good looking move down on the block for Kaufman. Came up a little short. Now tie up jump ball. Final 2 minutes of the action. It has been all Margaretta in this second half. That trend continues. Just 4 points shy of their season average.
Here in the second. And another turnover by the Flash second. And another turnover by the Flashes, which that's just really hurt them here in the second half tonight.
Kaufman gets his shot blocked. Weak side, Gage Stover. From the elbow, Kaufman with another bucket. He's got 6 now. He's got 6 now. Only had 17 points coming into tonight.
Good extra pass.
Yeah, sharp ball movement. Shot not where it needed to be. Miller off target. Now the senior loses the handle. Comes on the road. They take care of business.
They just seem
Block. So Margaretta comes on the road. They take care of business as the Bears continue their unbeaten O as they go through the first round of the SBC Bay Division. Unblemished. We will step aside. We will be back. We'll have an interview with your Ebert Dental Group Most Valuable Player. I don't think there's any question that we got to hear from Mr. Nolan. After that, Joe and I will break down your final stats and
Hi, I'm Joe Baylog. Tune into The Joe Show every Wednesday night here on the OH.REPORT. Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Ebert. This is my son, Dr. Cam Ebert. We are Ebert Dental Group in Willard, Ohio.
Here at Ebert Dental Group, we offer a wide variety of services. Restorative dentistry.
Really accepting new patients, and we would love to see you here at Ebert Dental Group.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, as you know, we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me ding. That they can bring it on, let me do my thing.
Your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. Ebert Dental Group, general dentistry for all ages. They are now offering injections and fillers. And Home and Kitchen Supply, your one-stop shop for kitchen and baths, windows and doors since 1970. We'll be back here in just a couple of minutes. We'll have your MVP on the way. Nolan Wiley is going to sit down with us, talk about his big night, the 12-0 start. Then Joe and I will wrap things up with your Ebert Dental Group post-game show. Sit tight. We'll be back here shortly. your player of the game presented by Ebert Dental Group, and I've got Nolan Wiley hanging out with us. Big performance from you, man, a game-high 20 points tonight, and brought a lot of life and energy off the bench, which Coach Beglaw was just asking you if that's your normal role, and it's not. You're normally a starter, but what did you think about just kind of bringing some extra juice and that energy off the bench?
I just like to go out there and do my own thing, and something happened today at school, and so I had to come off the bench, and I had to live up to it. Coach had a long talk with me, and we're going to get back at it tomorrow.
I think that you kind of play true to your last name, Wiley, when you're out there, man. So just tell me about what you feel like your role is on this team, and overall, what do you bring when you're out on the floor?
I love to bring energy. That's the main thing, and if it's not energy, it's trying to make the extra pass, get other teammates open, and kind of contribute around and just dish out to my guys.
Obviously, a really special season for you guys last year, and you've even taken that next step. In what ways do you feel like this team is a little bit better or maybe different from a season ago?
We have some of the same guys that pretty much our whole team. We have the same guys from last year besides 2 seniors. And we kind of just like to bond together, and we just got this certain bond, and we hang out almost every weekend without practice, and I just love my guys.
It shows out there. You guys fight for one another. Obviously, you play really well with one another. You've been playing together for many years now. 12-0 start for you guys. You go through the first round of the SBC Bay unblemished here with a big win. Compared to the expectations preseason, where are you guys at right now here at the midway point of the season?
We're right where we want to be. We want to win SBCs, of course, win districts again, and we'll get back to BG.
I like it, man, and it looks like you guys are obviously heading in that right direction, so you want to keep growing throughout the course of the season. Have you identified anything that you feel like this team that you want to work on a little bit, or are you guys kind of dialed in right now and playing at that midseason form?
I think we're pretty much fully dialed in. All cylinders, we're firing. We're firing off all cylinders, man.
The zero in the loss column, it speaks for itself, I think. So congratulations here on another great win tonight, staying undefeated on the season. Before we turn you loose, go ahead, look in the camera, and give anybody you want some shout-outs.
Shout out to my mom, shout out to my brother, shout out to my dad, and shout out to Ben Kaufman.
All right, Nolan Wiley, your Ebert Dental Group MVP, 20 points tonight, including 3 3-pointers.
Hey Cam, what's going on? I've been busy. Jeez, I've been doing fillings, root canals, crowns, extractions, dentures. What you been up to?
Yeah, I've done all that, and I've done implants and Invisalign, and I'm waiting to do the girls' Botox and filler. So you just sit here and I'll take care of it all?
Good.
Ebert Dental Group is a family-run general dentistry practice. We are able to provide most treatments without having long-distance referrals. We accept most insurances and are accepting new patients now.
It's your post-game show presented by Ebert Dental Group. Hit them up if you're looking for general dentistry or Botox, fillers. They do it all. So do the Polar Bears of the differential as they put up 71, also right near their season average as they take care of Willard here on the road. I'm right near their season average as they take care of Willard here on the road. I'm Brian, got Joe Baylog with me. It's hard not to be impressed, I think, with Margaretta and the way that they withstood the storm in the second quarter, and they came out in the second half really energized, and they closed with a flurry.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to do kind of what we said at the beginning of the game. I mean, in that especially that first 3 to 4 minutes of the second half, they were able to create a lot of offense with their defense. They forced 22 turnovers for the game, and probably half of those turnovers led to easy transition scores, which is kind of how they're built right now, is that, they want to create a lot of offense with their defense. But you also got to take a look at their team, just how well they share the basketball. You didn't really have anybody that seemed to be hunting for shots tonight.
Sure. On
their basketball team. I mean, I think we noticed they had, 4 guys, I believe, in double figures. That just makes them really, really hard to defend because you just don't know who's going to step up and play. You got a guy in Julian Washington who can get you, 20 a night. He didn't get 20 tonight. But then you have Wiley come off the bench and just, had an out. More importantly, defensively, he was a factor just with his quickness, able to get deflections, get the ball out in transition, and help his teammates score in transition.
Here are your final numbers presented by Ebert Dental Group, and you see Polar Bears did a nice job getting into the lane a bunch. 22-point field goals they made tonight. The 8 3-pointers, most of those came in the first half, Joe, and that big barrage in the third quarter, that was a lot of defense, like you said, that they just cashed in for some easy money.
Well, and then what happens is when you stretch that lead to 15 and 20, now Willard's got to play at a pace that they can't really play at. So those first 3 minutes were key. If Willard was able to keep that, at a single-digit deficit, then the game might have been at a whole different pace. But you give the Polar Bears a lot of credit. Their defense just amped up the pace of the basketball game, which is what you want to do when you're the favored team in a game.
And on the flip side of the coin here for Willard, they're a long way away from being a team that can compete to get back, putting up a banner state Final Four or even a conference championship like they did the last couple of seasons, Joe. However, the foundation is there with some young players in a nucleus that, given some time, obviously they had some exciting stretches tonight.
Well, and I think that the thing that you'll see, one, as I mentioned, both these teams are very well coached. But I've always been impressed with Willard, just how their preparation is. So they're never going to go into a game without being prepared. It'd be interesting to see how this young basketball team progresses, especially as you get to the grind here in January, because it does become a grind, with the cold weather and you're playing usually at least twice a week. So it'll be interesting to see, how they are here at the end of January, and then as they go into February and get to the tournament draw, how they go into the tournament, because the one thing you don't want to do in the tournament is go against a team that's really well prepared. So it'll be interesting to see over the next 3 to 4 weeks how these young players can.
The tournament draw is only about 4 weeks away.
Yep, so you're exactly right. I think the girls is February the 2nd, and the boys is February the 9th. So the basketball season moves quickly.
It does indeed. So did Margaretta tonight. That's why they are 12-0 on the season. Another big performance. 4 players in double figures for them. Everything we anticipated from the Bears came to fruition here tonight. Appreciate everybody back at the OH Report studios helping make tonight's game happen. Adam Thompson makes all the cool graphics. Jory Hollenbeck, the commercials that you watch. All the great shots from up top tonight, courtesy of Jeremy Peoples. Joe Baylog, my color man. I am Brian Skoronsky, signing out for tonight after a quick thank you to our generous sponsors, and for all you Buckeye fans out there, enjoy the